Welcome back to the Wardrobe of Woe, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Teclis and his magical cat Sphinx. Before we get started, I would like to remind you all that I have a Discord now, so if you want to hang out or just have another access route to give me feedback or just generally hang out, there will be a link in the description. So, the Archmage Teclis and Selenar, the Spirit of Heish. These guys are one of the big models of Lumineth, and they really buff up the Lumineth. Coming in at 740 points, these guys are around the same cost as other god tier models. They have a degrading move chart that starts at 12 inches with Fly. Teclis has 10 bravery, 16 wounds, a 4-up save, and then various numbers for casting and unbinding, which we will get to in the unique abilities. He has 2 melee profiles, the Sword of Teclis, 1 inch reach, 2 attacks, 4s to hit, 2s to wound, 3 rend, d3 damage, Moonbright Talons, 1 inch reach, a degrading chart for attacks that starts at 6, 3s and 3s to hit and wound, 2 rend, 2 damage, excuse me. For the missile profile, Teclis has the Lunar Staff, 18 inch reach, 1 attack, 2s to hit, 2s to wound, 3 rend, d6 damage. For unique magical spells, he has Protection of Teclis, which is an 18-inch bubble with a casting value of 10, but that doesn't really matter. We'll go over that in a second. And it gives a 5+ ward to all friendly Lumineth units or friendly units wholly within 18 of him. Next is the Storm of Searing White Light. Just like the Protection of Teclis, it is an 18-inch reach, casting value of 10, and how it works is you roll a dice for each enemy unit visible to Teclis and in range, and you deal on a 2 to 4, on a roll of a 2 to 4, you deal d3 mortal wounds, and then on a 5-up you deal d6. So a real good just AoE damage buff, or excuse me, not damage buff, damage ability. So, about his casting rules. Teclis has various different casting modes, if you could call them that. He can choose to cast anywhere between 1 and 4 spells, and depending on how many he chooses to cast, it affects the casting values and such. So if he casts only 1 spell, he casts at a casting value of 12, so the max, and it cannot be unbound. He can choose to cast twice with a casting value of 12 that can be unbound, or you can cast 3 to 4 times with a casting value of 10 and it can be unbound. Additionally, all casts are automatic, so Teclis will never fail a cast. And that is why the 2 unique spells that he has have a casting value of 10, is because he physically cannot roll anything lower than a 10. On his damage chart, you should see the aura of Selenar, his magical cat. And what this does is it's a +1 to cast and unbind for friendly Lumineth Realm Lords units within range. It also has a spell ignore attached to the aura of Selenar. And if the spell is ignored, you can deal d3 mortal wounds to an enemy unit within 18 inches. Additionally, Teclis can auto-unbind 1 endless spell, and he can auto-unbind 1 enemy spell. Teclis is an outstanding force multiplying unit, and really that is his whole deal. You want him sitting in the middle of your force, giving that +1 to cast and protecting the rest of your units with that massive 5-up ward, so the rest of your units can function. Lumineth as an army is all about kind of stacking various spells and buffs and different abilities working together in unison to really get the most out of their units. They can work well without much support, but they really shine when you have Teclis or other units there to help buff them up and guarantee that their self buffs can go off. An example of this would be the Power of Heish for Sentinels, making sure that goes off a little bit easier. Teclis is all about supporting the army. He's not going to do much off on his own in melee. Um, Magically, he could do a lot of stuff on his own, but that's not what he's best used for. He's best used for as a kind of defensive piece. You want to use that protection of Hish and Storm of Searing White Light just kind of to beat area denial, really, as well as to help your own units. Also, just his incredibly consistent magic is super powerful, and the fact that he can nullify a lot of enemy magic is additionally very powerful. Just being able to auto unbind an enemy spell and auto cast all of his things is really, really good. Well, this video is a little bit shorter, but Teclis was kind of simple. He's pretty straightforward in that he just wants to help out his Lumineth dudes. But he is a fun model and a great centerpiece for your Lumineth armies. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like or a comment. And if you like this type of content, consider subscribing. As a final reminder, I do have a Discord, so that'll be in the description. Yeah, that's it. This has been the Wargrove of Will. I'll see you all next time.